Oh, the days of peace when we were all in love, and the rain was in our hands wherever we went. Renowned Kashmiri painter Dinanath Walli's canvas and Aga Shahid Ali's immortal words are in front of you. And this is the beginning of today's chapter, The Ghat of the Only World, written by Amitav Ghosh. How come Aga Shahid Ali, Kashmir, involved in a chapter written by Amitav Ghosh? That we will come to know in a little while. But firstly, let us learn about Amitav Ghosh. He is an Indian writer and the winner of the 54th Gyanpith Award, India's highest literary honor, best known for his work in English fiction. Ghosh's ambitious novels use complex narrative strategies to probe the nature of national and personal identity, particularly of the people of India and Southeast Asia. Amitav Ghosh was born in Calcutta in 1956. He studied in Dehradun, New Delhi, Alexandria, and Oxford, and his first job was at the Indian Express newspaper in New Delhi. He earned a doctorate in Oxford before he wrote his first novel, The Circle of Reason, which was published in 1986. Amitav Ghosh holds 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards and 4 honorary doctorates. In 2007, he was awarded the Padma Shri, one of India's highest honors, by the President of India. These are some of the books written by him: The Glass Palace, The Circle of Reason, Gun Island, Countdown, Sea of Poppies. So Amitav Ghosh, a very renowned name in English writing, English literature of India. Now coming to the chapter itself, The Ghat of the Only World. The chapter is written by the narrator in memory of his friend Shahid. They become friends when they stay in the same neighborhood in the United States. Both of them have a lot in common and love to spend time together. Shahid is a cancer patient and urges the narrator to write about him when he dies. The narrator keeps his promise and pays a tribute to his friend by writing this piece about him after his death. So it's basically a biographical account about Aga Shahid Ali, fondly remembered as Shahid by Amitav Ghosh. Aga Shahid Ali was born on 4th February 1949 and he died on 8th of December 2001. He was a Kashmiri American poet. Now the characters present in the chapter, the main characters, the first one is the narrator, Amitav Ghosh, is a well-known author. He comes in contact with Shahid, the poet from Srinagar, and they become good friends. He writes this piece on Shahid after his death, and as he had promised him to write about him, here comes the chapter. The second character, the main character actually about whom the entire chapter is Shahid. Shahid is a poet and a close friend of the narrator. He teaches at colleges and universities in the United States and is a lively, sociable person. He is diagnosed with cancer but is not demoralized by his impending death. Shahid talks about his approaching death. So now we are actually heading towards the summary of the chapter and how it began, what goes on. The first thing is when he talks about his death. The narrator had called Aga Shahid Ali on 25th of April 2001 to remind him that they had been invited by a friend at his house for lunch. Shahid was undergoing treatment for cancer at that time but was able to speak and move around. He had occasional lapses of memory. As the narrator was talking to Shahid, Shahid had a blackout and feared that he might die. Shahid was fine after some time and told the narrator that he was suffering from cancer and would die in a few months. The narrator tried to reassure Shahid that he would be fine. However, Shahid ignored his reassurances and urged him to write about him when he died. The narrator wanted to avoid writing about his friend's death but finally agreed to do so. And then we go back in time. The narrator recalls that how he met Shahid for the first time. The narrator and Shahid lived a few blocks away in Brooklyn, USA. The narrator had read Shahid's poetry collection, The Country Without a Post Office, in 1997, long before he had met him. Shahid belonged to Kashmir and had studied in Delhi. The narrator also studied in Delhi and they both got in touch through common friends in 1998. They were no more than acquaintances till they moved to Brooklyn, USA in the year 2000. In Brooklyn, they met for meals and discovered that there was a lot in common between them. They both loved Rogan Josh, Roshanara Begum, and Kishore Kumar and had an attachment for the old Bollywood films. However, they were both indifferent to cricket. So Agha Shahid Ali, this is his famous work, The Country Without a Post Office, and Agha Shahid Ali and the narrator, they lived in Brooklyn, New York, a few blocks away from each other, and they met. Now coming to Shahid. Shahid was a sociable and witty person. He had many friends and liked to have people around him. He had the ability to convey the normal things into the most magical ones by his ways. He lived on the 7th floor of a newly renovated building where he used to organize a lot of parties and invite his friends, relatives, students, and poets. Even after being diagnosed with cancer, he continued holding these parties at his home. He would plan the parties in a meticulous way and take special interest that the food cooked in the party was up to the mark. Apart from Kashmiri food, he liked the Bengali food a lot. He also loved the music of Begum Akhtar. Begum Akhtar was an Indian singer and actress dubbed Malika-e Ghazal. She is regarded as one of the greatest singers of Ghazal, Dadra and Thumri genres of Hindustani classical music. And Agha Shahid Ali was a huge fan of Begum Akhtar. Now coming to Shahid's liveliness and sharpness in repartee. He was a very witty man. So let's see how the narrator came to know about it. One incident is given. Once, Shahid was stopped by a woman security guard at Barcelona airport. She asked him, "What do you do?" Shahid replied, "I am a poet." The woman asked again, "What were you doing in Spain?" Shahid answered, "Writing poetry." Whatever the question, Shahid worked poetry into his answer. At last, the woman asked him desperately, "Are you carrying anything that could be dangerous to the other passengers?" Clapping a hand to his chest, Shahid replied, "Only my heart." So such a witty, funny and lovable poet he was, Shahid Ali. Shahid's gregariousness had no limit, his sociable nature. Shahid was very social. There was never an evening when there was not a party in his living room. There were always some half dozen or more people gathered inside. They included poets, students, writers, and relatives. Someone would always be cooking or making tea in the kitchen. Almost to the very end of his life, he was at the center of an endless mela of talk, laughter, food, and of course, poetry. So, when we look at his life at a glimpse, it's very clear that before the diagnosis of his cancer and even afterwards, his lifestyle never changed. And that's the beauty of it. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you are alive before death. And Agha Shahid Ali is the right example for this. He lived to the fullest till the end. And then Shahid as a teacher. Shahid taught in various colleges and universities in the United States. Once the narrator got a chance to be with him when he gave a lecture at Baruch College in the spring semester of the year 2000. This was to be Shahid's last class. His students loved him and were sad that he would be leaving. They had printed a magazine and dedicated the issue to him. However, Shahid was not at all overcome with sadness. He was lively from the beginning to the end of the lecture, and such a wonderful teacher, loved by his students, very famous. He enjoyed his classrooms, students, teaching, and that is why it was purely visible that how students, they cherished him. Moving forward, Shahid as a poet. Shahid's most celebrated work is The Country Without a Post Office, published in 1997. The Country Without a Post Office had made a powerful impression on his readers. His voice was unique, at once lyrical and fiercely disciplined. His was a voice that was not ashamed to speak in a bardic register. And I suggest that on YouTube you must search about Aga Shahid Ali, and his recitations would be available. And there you would notice his way of speaking was such a wonderful one that you cannot stop yourself from listening to him. And these are some of his famous works: The Country Without a Post Office, Call Me Ismail Tonight, Rooms Are Never Finished, and many others. Aga Shahid Ali's secular credentials. Shahid was secular in his outlook. He remained a firm believer in the separation of religion and politics. His outlook was all inclusive. In his childhood, he wanted to create a small Hindu temple in his room in Srinagar. His mother bought him the idols and other things. He hated fanaticism. So, definitely, his mother was a huge influence behind his secular nature. Then Shahid's time in America. Shahid moved to America in 1975. His brother was already there when he came to America. Later, his two sisters joined them there. However, parents continued to live in Srinagar. He used to come to India in the summer months every year and stayed with his parents in Srinagar. Effects of the violence in Kashmir on Shahid. Shahid was a witness to the violence in Kashmir that seized the region from the late 1980s onwards, as he used to stay there in the summer every year. So when you go through the poem, you will find that Shahid is his name, and then there is the inclusion of the word Shaheed also. The spelling remains the same, but the stress on a particular vowel changes the meaning entirely. So he was a Shahid, that is witness of the violence in the Kashmir area. The violence and the deterioration of the political situation in Kashmir had a powerful effect on him. This became one of the central subjects of his work. Although he was anguished about Kashmir's destiny, Shahid did not see himself as a victim. He had an all-inclusive vision towards religion. And this is one of his poems, and the backdrop is of Kashmir. Kashmir shrinks into my mailbox. My home a near 4 by 6 inches. I always loved neatness. Now I hold the half-inch Himalayas in my hand. This is home, and this is the closest I'll ever be to home. When I return, the colors won't be so brilliant. The Jhelam's waters so clean, so ultramarine. My love so overexposed. And my memory will be a little out of focus. In it a giant negative black and white, still undeveloped. So he remembered his native place over and over again, and that is clearly visible in his poetry. Stopping of Shahid's medication, his improvement or removal of cancer was not possible, and that is how the medication also came to an end. Let's go through this. The narrator recalls a telephone conversation between Shahid and him on 5th of May. Shahid had undergone a scan that was expected to reveal whether the chemotherapy he was getting was having the desired effect on him or not. When he called Shahid to inquire about the test result, he was told that the doctors have stopped all his medications and had given him a year or less to live. So all hope was gone. Shahid wanted to make his will and leave for Kashmir after that, as he wanted to die there. He later changed his mind and decided to be laid to rest in Northampton due to logistical and other reasons. So Shahid's wish was always to be buried in Kashmir, but that could not happen. He was buried in Northampton, and it's very much visible in his poetry also. He once wrote, "I will die in autumn in Kashmir, and the shadowed routine of each vein will almost be news, the blood censored for the saffron sun and the times of rain." But that could not happen. Well, narrator's last meeting with Shahid. The narrator met Shahid on the last time on 27th October 2001. Shahid was at his brother's house and was able to talk intermittently. It was incoherent actually. He seemed to be calm and contented, although he was aware of his impending death. He was surrounded by his family and friends. He died peacefully in his sleep at 2 a.m. on 8th December 2001. The narrator felt a vast void after his death and remembered his presence in his living room where Shahid had once read, "I dream I am at the heart of the only world." So this is how Amitav Ghosh's dear friend Agha Shahid Ali died in 2001. It was a small friendship, small in the terms of time, but it left a huge impression and a huge empty space in the life of Amitav Ghosh. Already in his poetic imagery, death, Kashmir, and Shahid and Shaheed had become so closely overlaid as to be inseparable, like old photographs that have melted together in the rain. Now, in his absence, I am amazed that so brief a friendship has resulted in so vast a void. Often, when I walk into my living room, I remember his presence there, particularly on the night when he read us his farewell to the world. "I dream I am at the heart of the only world." This is the text from the book, and it's clearly seen that Shahid had already envisioned himself to be standing, waiting for his death, as if he was standing on the ghat of the only world. But when we come across this chapter, when we come to the end of it, it's very clear that even a small or brief friendship could result in an emptiness. But death ends a life. It cannot end a relationship. And that's so much clearly visible in the words of Amitav Ghosh, how he remembered his friend. And today too, when we read this chapter, we realize that friendship can never come to an end so easily. It's difficult. Even when one is dead and the other one is alive, the friendship is still living, alive. So with this, let's close it. I suggest that you read the entire chapter, keeping in mind that you are reading about a friend writing about another friend, and the gregariousness, the witty attitude, the sociable nature, the brilliant poet, and a wonderful human being, Agha Shahid Ali. So thanks a lot for listening and have a good day.